This evening, a tragic incident on the road leads to a driver being remanded to prison. We'll bring you the details of the case involving Fitzroy Alder, who is charged with motor manslaughter in the death of woman constable Annette Abel during a roadblock exercise. Georgetown Mayor Alfred Mentor secures extensions for vendors operating outside Munishwars throughout the holiday season. Find out how this negotiation impacts the vendors and the city. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan shares a heartwarming moment with the families of Ghana Defense Force members stationed at the country's borders. We'll bring you the president's message of gratitude and commitment to peace. In the region, Bolivia seeks international help to combat deadly wildfires in the Amazon region, while Brazil faces its own environmental challenges. We'll have the latest on the environmental situation in South America. And internationally, the Philippines president raises concerns about China's activities in the South China Sea, leading to discussions with neighboring countries. We'll explore the implications of this developing situation. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 22nd, 2023. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, 44-year-old Fitzroy Alder, the vehicle driver who drove into woman constable Annette Abel, killing her on the spot during a roadblock exercise, was remanded to prison for the charge with motor manslaughter when he appeared at the Sparina Magistrates Court on Tuesday, November 21st. Alder of Front Road East, Rhymeville, Georgetown, appeared before Magistrate Liverpool, who read the charge to him. He pleaded not guilty to the charge and was remanded to prison. The court heard that last Thursday evening at the junction of Republic Drive, Bedford-Walton, and the East Coast Highway, Alder was driving a Jeep recklessly. Disregarding a red light signal, the Jeep collided with the traffic cones, part of the roadblock operation. The driver lost control, striking Abel, who landed about 20 feet away on the road surface, her left foot severed below the knee. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Alder was intoxicated at the time. Back in 2015, while driving a minibus, Alder was charged with killing an elderly man through dangerous driving. According to the charge against Alder, he allegedly drove a minibus at a fast rate between Durban and Lime Street, where he hit 60-year-old Romel Jr., causing him to pitch several feet and lose consciousness. Jr. died while receiving treatment. However, Alder was cleared of all charges after a magistrate found him not guilty. In other news, police are investigating an alleged murder after discovering the body of a 38-year-old female accountant at the Unity Mahaica East Coast Demerara earlier today, Wednesday, November 22nd. The body of Chiromini Tulsi was found around 8 a.m. this morning in the lower flat of her house, lying on the ground floor with a piece of cloth stuffed inside her mouth and a knife stuck at the center of her throat. The body was clad in a multicolored nightdress. The incident is alleged to have occurred sometime between 7:30 last evening and 8 a.m. this morning when the body was discovered. The scene was processed and photographed and the body was examined, after which it was escorted to the Nambakalis Hospital, where Tulsi was officially pronounced dead. The body was taken to the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. The area was canvassed for CCTV cameras. Several persons were interviewed and statements were taken during the ongoing investigation. Now, a different story making the headlines. Georgetown Mayor Alfred Mentor has secured extensions for vendors operating outside Munishwars throughout the holiday season. Mentor has negotiated an extension until January 15, 2024 for roadside vendors operating outside Munishwars along Water, Commerce, and Longden Street, following a court order for the council to clear the area. Munishwars Limited secured the order compelling the removal of vendors. Lawyers from Munishwar had approached the court on October 27 for an order against the encumbrance. Mayor Mentor assured the vendors during a meeting that they could continue until mid-January, avoiding immediate eviction. The court order aims to address congestion, loss of revenue, and safety concerns caused by encumbrances, with Munishwars citing inconveniences, customer avoidance, and illegal activities as consequences, such as pickpocketing and robbing of customers and members of the public. On occasions, the company contended that the congestion was used as a cover to sell illegal substances such as cocaine and marijuana. The judicial review proceedings mandate the enforcement of bylaws for removal. Stick around when we return. 21 businesses recognized at Small Business Bureau Awards ceremony, and President Ali unites with Ghana Defense Force families, advocates peace at border luncheon.
Giving you the best Christmas with Digicel.
Digicel is bringing you the best deals, the best prices, and the best cash prizes. Hold on to your Santa hats, because there's up to $50 million in cash to be won. Activate any data plan, and you can be one of 14 winners to join Digicel's Spin to Win game show, where you can win millions in cash. Activate a data plan today on the best network and make this Christmas the best one yet.
Digicel.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
This Black Friday sale. Shop your favorite designer brands at half price only at Clearance. For men, Levi's jeans, Kenneth Cole shoes, designer shirts, sneakers, jerseys, jeans, and a whole lot more. For ladies, evening gowns, short dresses, work suits, sandals and shoes and accessories. Remember, this sale is only for Black Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, November 24th at Clearance. Clearance, always keeping you in style.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Welcome back. The Small Business Bureau hosted its awards ceremony on Tuesday evening at Park Range, Georgetown. Some 21 small businesses received awards for their outstanding performances in different fields. Speaking at the ceremony, Communications Manager of the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Cordell McClure, reiterated the government's commitment to supporting small businesses. He said it is envisioned that they utilize available resources to explore larger markets and generate greater revenue and employment opportunities. Just recently, The Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce hosted Guy Expo, Ghana's largest trade and investment exposition. This exposition and trade fair features local and regional businesses and allows business associates to meet, network, negotiate with international companies, and showcase their skills, talents, and creative work. Meanwhile, social media commentator Brian Macintosh, also known as Brian Max, was allegedly attacked by 3 men with baseball bats on UG Road, Greater Georgetown on Tuesday. The incident occurred shortly after Macintosh was arrested for knocking down traffic cones at Freedom House during a Facebook Live session. Macintosh was questioned and released after being escorted to the Brickdam police station on Tuesday morning. In a live video after the attack, Macintosh claims that he was buying fried fish when a car pulled up and 3 men attacked him. Meanwhile, Vice President Barry Jagdeo has recently sued Macintosh for libel. The investigation into the attack is ongoing. In other news, in a heartwarming gathering, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali shared lunch with the families of Ghana Defense Force members stationed at the country's borders. Expressing profound gratitude to these dedicated men and women in uniform, the president reiterated Ghana's unwavering commitment to peace and stability in Latin America and the Caribbean. The commander-in-chief took a firm stance that Guyana harbors no interest in conflicts, while encouraging Guyana's neighbors to participate fully in the process of international law. The president also urged that they respect the outcome. Don't go away after the break. South China Sea dispute. Philippines president says situation is dire. And Israeli attacks hospitals and health services on the brink of collapse.
Giving you the best Christmas with Digicel.
This Christmas, it's all about the best. Digicel is bringing you the best deals, the best prices, and the best cash prizes. Get half off and a whopping 50 gigs of data when you purchase the Samsung A04 for just $14,000, the Samsung A14 for just $29,000, or the Samsung A24 for just $35,000. That's right, half off and 50 gigs of data. It doesn't get any better than this. So why wait? This Christmas, buy nothing but the best. Offer good while stocks last.
Digicel.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Is there a man in your life?
You interested in the man or you interested in me? Look, one of me baby daddy don't pay child support one time. And the other baby daddy, well, he had 3 other baby mother he deal with. And me sugar daddy, he just want to call the sugar only for the weekend. And he only want to give the sugar for the mountain.
It's nothing to laugh about 14, November 25 and 26 at the National Cultural Center.
Why? When something go learn and get a little sense, buddy, be smart like me. You got to know when to read between the lines. That is bare stupidness, she's saying.
Tickets are $1,500, $2,500, and $3,000. Get your tickets at the Payless Variety Store, the National Cultural Center, and the Giftland Office Max.
It's a catty tell me she was a daddy funeral. So I say no, I gonna roll up and I gonna meet she and I gonna deal with you right there. A catty at the funeral? What you mean? Does he know thing right about now?
Nothing to laugh about 14.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Bolivia has requested international help to deal with deadly wildfires in its Amazon region. Neighboring Brazil is facing a severe drought in the north and floods in the south. Al Jazeera's Monica Yannick reports.
Volunteers racing against time as deadly fires rage out of control in Bolivia's Amazon region.
The fire's been relentless. There have been lots of losses. Many houses, pastures and crops have been damaged.
There's been almost 130 fire outbreaks this month, many of them caused by farmers clearing the land. But with the climate phenomenon El Niño hitting South America this year, temperatures are higher and droughts more severe. Unable to control the flames, Bolivia has appealed for international help.
We've already made contact with nations such as France, Chile, Venezuela, and Brazil.
Brazil is facing its own disaster, with fires destroying the Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland.
We expect the effects of El Niño to reach their peak in December, and we'll probably suffer the consequences until next April, with climate change making things worse.
Scientists say that El Niño and climate change have not only caused drought in the Amazon, they're also responsible for unusually heavy rainstorms in the south of Brazil. Government officials say that this year, almost 6 million Brazilians have been affected by extreme high temperatures and floods. In the states of Rio Grande do Sul and Santa Catarina, more than 25,000 people have been forced from their homes. Flood hit the same region in southern Brazil just 2 months ago, killing almost 50 people. Monica Yannick of Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
Internationally, the president of the Philippines is warning of an increasingly dire situation in the South China Sea. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. says China has been building islands closer to the Philippines. That's forcing Manila to approach its neighbors for support. Al Jazeera's Barnaby Lou reports.
Like clockwork, as soon as the Philippine supply mission nears the second Thomas Shoal in the South China Sea, Chinese ships emerge, cutting across their paths. Manila calls them dangerous maneuvers.
It has put the lives of our personnel at risk.
Beijing says they're lawful and restrained.
This Philippine Coast Guard vessel we are on, attempting for a second time to get closer to the second Thomas Shoal, but you can see that Chinese maritime militia vessel already moving to close the opening, as well as the Chinese Coast Guard vessel over there.
Our ship weaves its way through, but from afar we see a Chinese Coast Guard vessel blasting water cannon onto a Philippine supply boat. Confrontations like this have become the norm. Speaking at a forum in Hawaii, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. described the situation as dire. He accused China of building bases closer and closer to the Philippines and said this has forced Manila to turn to allies and neighboring countries who have overlapping claims for support.
We are now in the midst of negotiating our own code of conduct, for example, with Vietnam, because we are still waiting for the code of conduct between China and ASEAN. And the progress has been rather slow, unfortunately.
Beijing says it won't honor an agreement separate from the one currently under discussion and defended its activities in the disputed waterway.
China's construction activities on its own territory fall entirely within China's sovereignty, and other countries have no right to make irresponsible remarks.
China has demanded Manila tow away this warship that's been deliberately grounded since 1999. But the Philippines insists it has sovereign rights, as the second Thomas Shoal is just 200 kilometers away from its shores and nearly 1,000 from China. Barnabilo, Al Jazeera, in the South China Sea.
And finally, hospitals in southern Gaza are facing an unprecedented catastrophe with no health services available in the north and no let-ups in Israel's attack. Institutions are on the verge of collapse, Al Jazeera's Youmna El Said reports. And a warning to our viewers, some of the images are graphic.
In the wake of the latest Israeli bombardment of Gaza, the hospital reception and corridors are full of beds. Doctors and nurses rush from one patient to another, and more are brought in every hour. Few resources and an overwhelming number of people in need. This has become the norm in hospitals in southern Gaza, after Israeli forces laid siege to hospitals in the north and ordered their evacuation. The challenge doctors here face is not only finding space for more patients. They say the severity of the injuries is something they have never encountered before.
Most of them come with severe types of burn, which we didn't see before, because it is the third degree burn and special care they need, and most of them are dying after 1 or 2 days because the percentage of burn is high, about 60-70%. One of them is 100%, and most of them are around 60-70 and needs a special care, special center for the burn, and most of them are children and women.
Healthcare facilities in the Strip were already compromised under the 17-year-long Israeli blockade, which restricted the flow of medical equipment and essential supplies. Now, in the midst of Israel's relentless bombing campaign, the situation is catastrophic. Intensive care units are stretched to the limit.
The ICU department at Nasser Medical Complex is overcrowded with patients. We have 5 wards in the ICU with 40 beds, but they are all fully occupied. We have a severe shortage of ventilators. We have only 24 for the 40 beds.
Doctors say they're overwhelmed and it's impossible to help everyone. Southern Gaza is in the grip of a healthcare crisis. Hospitals which were already struggling before the war are now being pushed to breaking point. The influx of casualties has put tremendous burden on both medical teams and resources. Yunus Sayed, Al Jazeera, Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's SafeTV2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.